For 5 days, there's been relative calm in Bangkok. Anti-government protesters are still camped in parts of the city. They haven't resumed their attacks on government buildings, but say they're now preparing for one last push, a big show of numbers on the streets, in the hope that this might somehow force Prime Minister Yingluck from office. And now they've been joined by the main opposition party, whose MPs, around a third of those in Parliament, have resigned their seats, frustrated at their inability to block a government which still holds a clear majority in the Assembly.
It's been almost a month now, and we've been waiting for the government to show its responsibility, return power to the people, so that the country can start afresh. The Prime Minister has refused to do it. The Pheu Thai Party has refused to do it. We no longer want to be part of this House of Representatives. We think it's time that the government returns power to the people.
It wasn't clear, but it seemed Mr Abbasit was calling for a general election, which Prime Minister Yingluck now says she's ready to consider.
The government is ready to dissolve the House if the majority wants it. The elections will have to be held within 60 days. If protesters or a major political party do not accept that, or do not accept the results of the election, it will just prolong the conflict.
But the governing party says this would be a last option. It seems it wants to see how many people its opponents can muster. And for many of these protesters, an election is not the answer. They believe democracy doesn't work in Thailand, that it allows a wealthy and ambitious man like the Prime Minister's brother, Thaksin Shinawatra, too much unchecked power. But they've not yet offered a plausible alternative, because all the talk of appointed councils discounts the fact that millions of Thais still support the government and would protest just as vigorously if it were undemocratically forced out. Jonathan Head, BBC News, Bangkok.